Okay, good evening. Can I get a motion to come out of executive session? Thank you, Ms. Walls. Can I get a second? Thank you, Mrs. Downs. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Well, now, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll now open the floor for comments on public agenda, on the consent agenda, and consent agenda only. Seeing there's none, we'll move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Totori.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to share some good news from our buildings. The first is that I had the pleasure of attending the 7th grade winter concert with Miss Downs, and I also had the pleasure of performing with the orchestra. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and it was very well attended. I also had the pleasure of attending the football awards dinner on December 1st. I was very proud of our students and their achievements and the work that our coaches put into the event, so I want to thank them for that as well. At Phillips Avenue, they had their 4th grade winter concert. Students not only sang but played ukuleles and demonstrated music theory through movement. There were also pictures with Santa and a crafts night, and approximately 300 families attended the event, and students and families were able to have their picture taken with Santa, and this was provided by our PTO at Phillips, so I want to thank them. At the high school, our NJROTC had a successful annual inspection on December 8th. The Area Force Supervisor, Commander Miller, had high praise for our unit, calling Riverhead High School a premier unit, and we are looking forward to his final report. I was able to attend that with members of Cabinet as well. We want to congratulate Cadet Senior Chief Miguel Garcia, as he qualified for the nuclear field and received a signing bonus upon enlisting to the U.S. Navy due to his outstanding performance on the ASVAB Navy test. Additionally, the high school has organized the Angel Tree. Ms. Nigrell at the high school is in charge of that if anybody would like to sponsor a gift for a child in the community. The high school cooking club held their 7th annual pancake breakfast with Santa this past Saturday, and all proceeds will be used to purchase gifts for children in the community. Additionally, the high school had their first winter concert last evening. The concert featured the high school chorus, symphonic band, and symphony orchestra. And tomorrow evening, we will be having the concert, which will feature the 9th grade band and concert orchestra, which I plan on attending that as well. On December 7th, Riverhead High School held the on-site college application day. 109 college applications were processed and scholarships were offered on site, with students receiving instant merit awards as high as $30,000 per year. The colleges who joined us were St. Thomas, LAU, Vaughan, St. Joseph's, Mercy, NYIT, and Johnson and Wales. At the middle school, in addition to the concerts that were held for the 7th and 8th grade, the middle school show choir performed for some of our Riverhead senior citizens at the Philander Senior Center. The choir brought a positive energy with some festive tunes. And on Friday, the middle school is hosting their third rec night. It is anticipated that nearly 100 students will take part in the event, which will take place from 5:30 until 8 p.m. There's a lot of great things with athletics. We want to congratulate Michaela Lagon on being named to the top 100 girls basketball players in Long Island by Newsday. Additionally, our 10th grade boys soccer player, Chris Arias, will be representing El Salvador on their national under-17 boys team this year. Additionally, the last fall Suffolk County Awards dinner is going to be held on December 19th, and the winners will be released after that dinner. We have several students who have made achievements, but I will not be sharing that at this point because it'll be revealed at the dinner. We want to congratulate our 6 female wrestlers who competed at the Queen of the Mat Invitational at Copiague High School. Our girls competed against over 100 other girls from both Nassau and Suffolk. And congratulations to Evelyn Reyes, who finished in first place. Additionally, in one of the high school health classes, they worked on a project about mental health and mental illness, learning about the stress responses, stress management techniques, sources of strength and comfort, and what drives human motivation and ways to cope with difficult feelings. So that was a very successful project in the students' health class. Some other information from STEM. At Pulaski, we are using hourofcode.com in the library this week to promote Computer Science Education Week. Students are watching video clips on code.org introducing coding. We then go over articles and about the benefits of computer science and discuss why these skills are valuable in this day and age. And then additionally, the coders are enjoying their time working with apps to work on virtually with robots and 3D printing in the maker spaces as well. So there's a lot of great things going on with that. We also have 2 Riverhead High School and 1 middle school science teachers who have been nominated by Ms. Campbell for the PAEMST Awards. They are called the Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science and Teaching, and those who are nominated are Brian Cunningham, Greg Wallace, and David Leone. So congratulations on those nominations. At Pulaski Street, through one of the clubs, the Pulaski Post, they had a special visitor from the Riverhead local, and Mr. Lewis joined and spoke to our students. Additionally, the Student Council is collecting hats, gloves, and scarves for our giving tree. Items will be collected and distributed to any Pulaski student who needs them. Students have the opportunity to buy holiday gifts for the special people in their lives during the Winter Wonderland shop that will be going on from December 12th through December 16th. We are adopting 24 families at Pulaski for a total of 80 students and siblings. The Pulaski SES team is beyond grateful for the generosity of everyone involved in making this possible. Students are rehearsing for the first annual Pulaski's Got Talent. 46 students have signed up to perform, and there will be 2 in-school performance dates in January and an evening performance in February as well. Pulaski would like to thank the Ladies Auxiliary of Glenwood Village Retirement Community of Riverhead for knitting and providing over 100 hats, mittens, and scarves for the Pulaski students. A trip is being planned to bring holiday cheer and Christmas carols to the retirement community. Pulaski Street also has completed a series of drills that are included in state-mandated lockdowns and fire drills. They would also like to thank the Director of Security for the extra guards who have been assigned to assist at Pulaski. At Roanoke, they held their annual wreath lighting on Saturday, December 3rd. Due to the rain, unfortunately, the 4th grade chorus performed Christmas carols in the cafeteria, but then everybody was able to go to the center stairwell to count down the lighting of the big wreath in the picture window, and it was a fantastic turnout with almost all of the 4th graders there on a Saturday evening. And on Tuesday, December 6th, the Roanoke staff hosted the Roanoke Winter Walk. It is an event that was first held in 2019. Unfortunately, the pandemic, it was held off. But basically, staff members had craft stations throughout the cafeteria. Students had a card, and when they went to the tables, they made a craft and got their card stamped. The PTO sold hot chocolate during the event, and they had Santa Claus as well. If the students were able to have their picture taken when they were done with a Polaroid camera, so it was kind of going back in time, which was nice. And the Roanoke staff cannot wait to make this an annual event as well. At Aquabog, students have begun their after-school enrichment program with robust offerings and participation. Students in grades 2 through 4 participating in clubs such as violin, theater, soccer, student leadership, Butterfly Effect Project, Play Club, chess, board games, dance, ukulele, and junior scientists. The character trait of the month at Aquabog is empathy, and students are engaging in discussions of how to take another person's perspective and see the world through someone else's eyes. And just a few items with E&L. We had 13 students at the high school who were participating in a series of training sessions for the 2022 Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute, led by BOCES. 4 students will be selected to attend a 3-day conference at the State Assembly in Albany in March 2023. Additionally, we had several of our E&L staff members attend a project-based learning conference at Hofstra with nationally recognized presenter and author Susie Boss. We also had Dr. Casamassa, Ms. Scaduto, and I also attended that conference. It was a really very thorough, worthwhile conference for our team members. And the district was in an article for Newsday as they came to visit our E&L classes at Pulaski and our kindergarten dual language classes at Phillips Avenue. So the article, I believe, came out either Sunday or Monday, and it was a really, really positive article as well. So a lot of great things going on, and I want to wish everybody the best for the holiday season as well.
Thank you, Dr. Tornatore. Moving on to consent agenda. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. All in favor? Motion passes. Moving on to new business. Item A, approval of memorandum of agreement. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Downs. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Item B, approval of annual employment contract for 2022-2023. Thank you, Ms. Downs. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Item C, approval of memorandum of agreements with RTSA and RCFA. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Second. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Item D, the authorization of a contract with Stony Brook University Hospital. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Ms. Downs. Can I get a second? Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Item E, amendment to appointment of impartial hearing officers. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Item F, approval of third and final readings of revised board policies. The following policies are 2320, special meetings, and 4327, homebound instruction. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Ms. Downs. Mr. Palmer, thank you for your second. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item G, approval of EBLAR. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Downs. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Now we have item H, approval of field trips. We have 2 field trips. We have a field trip for our female wrestlers to attend the NYSPSAA Girls Wrestling Invitational Tournament in Syracuse. And we also have the band to attend the Honor Band Festival in Syracuse. Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Thank you, Ms. Downs. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Good luck. Item I, acceptance of donations. We have from Riverhead Building Supply with a value of $640 for clear pine boards, plywood sheets, and a 6-foot aluminum ladder. We also have from Donors Choose donation of, well, the Riverhead Building Supplies to be used by the Riverhead High School Industrial Arts and Technology Department. We also have from Donors Choose a donation of $1,178.38 to be used by also be used by the Riverhead High School Industrial Arts Technology Department. We also have from the Riverhead Community Awareness Program, we have a donation of $2,411.60 for the Phillips Avenue Elementary School to be used for the purchase of library books and presentation boards. And we also have a donation of books from the Riverhead Anti-Bias Task Force, sorry. And we also have a donation from Mary Jane Kramer and Mr. and Mrs. Kobus in the amount of $200 to be used by the Riverhead Central School District, Riverhead Central School District Art Department. Thank you very much. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Ms. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Downs. Questions? No questions. All in favor? Motion carries. Now we have opportunity for board members.
The Audit Committee met on November 30th. Myself, Dr. Essay, and Colin Palmer had a remote meeting. The business office is reorganizing to have the necessary staff to administer its operations and to provide training. The Audit Committee must meet in December and January to discuss the 2021-2022 external audit with the auditors and to make a recommendation to the board before the vote on the audited financial reports. The 2020-2021 federal single audit documents have to be filed with New York State Department of Education, which must include a corrective action plan the policy committee has to review relating to purchasing policies. The audited treasurer's reports have to be delayed until the financial records are audited and completed in accordance with NYSED requirements for 2021-2022. The audit committee is scheduled to have monthly and quarterly meetings. The budget development calendar will also be followed. The Administration, Audit Committee, the Board, and Transportation experts are scheduled to meet in December and January to review the transportation study. If the members of the Board of Education choose to do so, the following budget goals can be adopted for 2023-24. To design and adopt a budget that stays within the tax cap limitations, to develop a budget that maintains district programs, adequate resources, and the support of the community, to design and adopt a budget that recognizes the current fiscal reality for Riverhead residents, and 4, to develop a budget that seeks to identify and implement cost efficiencies in all areas. We then had discussions of the 23-24 budget development started in order to develop processes, including maintaining communication among the administration, board, and the audit committee. The audit committee discussed the status of the financial enrollment and academic performance trends of the district. The audit committee discussed the status of the federal stimulus funds and foundation aid of the district, and information is being provided to Naraki Smith, our internal auditor, to complete the risk assessment and 22-23 internal audit report.
I have a report from the Wellness Committee. We met on November 29th, and in attendance were Janine Campbell, Keith Graham, Daniel Hull, Lori Kerner, Carol Pedicic, Brian Sachs, and myself. Concerning food services, Mr. Graham discussed how we're part of the Community Eligibility Provision Program. There's a need to continue to share with our families that all students may receive free breakfast and lunch this year. In the month of October, the RCSD served over 56,000 lunches and 25,000 breakfasts. We're also part of the New York Farm to School grant, which in collaboration with the East End Food Institute, we're able to bring local farm foods to our students. These are generally more expensive, but the grant funds a good portion of this cost. I think it was mentioned that we had apples and squash that were coming in then. Concerning special education and PPS, Ms. Pedicic shared that the level of devotion of faculty and staff is admirable, and we have highly skilled members of our team that consistently go above and beyond to provide quality education to our students. We're forming a committee within the department to streamline the 504 process, and we're also in the process of hiring one more nurse, one more social worker, one psychologist, and 2 special education teachers. Ms. Pedicic is working with the team to make accurate projections for school next year and to look at the continuum of services across the district. Concerning physical education and health, Mr. Sachs discussed how health is currently offered for students in 8th grade and 11th or 12th, but will be shifting to an 8th grade and 10th grade system for health classes, moving that 10th from 11th and 12th as an offering. This will open up electives in grades 11 and 12. We'll need to budget for 1.0 health teacher due to this. We're partnering with Peconic Bay Medical Center to bring in guest speakers and to discuss potential course offerings and internships to increase our pathways to graduation success. Last year, we offered unified basketball through Section 11. This year, we're also offering unified bowling through Section 11. Unified sports offer a collaboration between general education students and students with special needs. And we're also looking to expand our unified after-school clubs. And then concerning social emotional learning, Dr. Kerner discussed how Rethink Ed, our SEL platform and resources usage has significantly increased this year. We continue to provide professional development on these available resources and best instructional practices for social emotional learning. Restorative practices continue across our district, and we'll be providing more professional development for faculty and staff in the winter and in the spring. And I just want to add to that, since it ties in with wellness. This morning, I was able to join in on a Zoom call through the Health and Welfare Council of Long Island, discussing the push through New York State. I'm really proud, and I'm sure the rest of the board is, the fact that Riverhead offers free lunch, free breakfast, and free lunch to all students. But there is a push throughout the state to make sure that that is for every single person in the state. It's called the Healthy School Meals for All, hoping that the governor eventually will include it in the State of the State address. Hopefully that will be something that will, even though we already have it in Riverhead, it will end up helping us financially and help all of our neighbor districts as well.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Healy. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Any other board member comments? I just would like to say I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because we will not see you till January. Happy Hanukkah also. Sorry.
Happy holidays.
My wife would kill me on that one. I forgot that one. All right, so moving on. Opportunity for RCFA.
The Riverhead Central Faculty Association would like to extend warm holiday wishes to the Board of Education and their families, and that is from Greg Wallace, RCFA President.
Opportunity from Ra.
Ra would like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and holiday season and a prosperous new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to opportunity for public comments.
Hi, my name's Kimberly Wilder. I spoke a couple of months ago. So I'm very excited to be awakened, partly because my little girl's going to kindergarten, so I have time to think about things and help my community to kind of watch things and see what's happening. And I'm so happy with the feedback that I've gotten from some of the people in the district that I've reached out to, and thank you, Dr. Tornatore, for listening. I'm so excited that he has such a vision and that he came to our district to help us, so I feel very good about that. I'm a researcher and a studier, so I have some comments, and forgive me, I know I'm not in the thick of things like everyone, so I might be wrong, but I'm going to say some ideas that may shape things or inspire something. I don't know, I think my comments might have been read last time, But I feel like the homebound instruction thing, which I know is passed and it's done, but I feel like it was a little bit tedious and a little bit of extra work. And my poetic comment is, what if somebody's whole body was burnt in a fire, a child, and they wanted to get their services like 3 days later at their home? The process to me seems like it's slowed down a little bit by going to the physician, but I'm sure you'll all work it out, and if somebody's whole body gets burnt in a fire, you'll figure out how to accommodate them. I was listening to the audit committee review, and this is the first time I've heard it, and I just guess I want to put in my opinion as a member of the community that it doesn't have to be a conservative one, or this might be what passes, or this is within the tax budget. I guess that I understand that as a philosophy, but I hope people reconsider that sometimes as a philosophy, because a lot of people realize that COVID happens and public education could be one of the places where we heal things up, like the idea of the free lunches and free breakfasts that kind of, we had COVID, we realized we needed something, and then we saw, oh, we could use the public good to really help something. So if I was planning the budget for Riverhead schools, I would try one thing first. Try to do the first budget that had a lot of things to help a lot of people in a lot of ways. Maybe do a Hail Mary pass to try to get fabulous new money assigned to people in need. And then if it fails, you go do the tax cap one. But I just wanted to put that in. And I hope there's other people like me that feel like it's okay to have a big budget. It's okay to do that because public school is very important. And by the way, my child doesn't go to our school district. To our school. I send my child to a progressive school because of my philosophy and things, but I still want the school district to be good for everyone, and I don't mind putting some of my money towards that. I believe that there's a new person at Pupil Personnel Services, partly because I had a little disagreement with Pupil Personnel Services and some paperwork at the beginning of the year, and then I realized there was a different person there. So I hope that I think her name is Pedicic person, I hope she does a wonderful job as an interim. And since she's listed as an interim, I'm guessing that there's going to be another person. And I personally wouldn't want to have to do that work or that opinion. I don't have that time to assign it. I don't want to be that much of an insider. I want to help guide some outside comment to support things. But I hope that when you do that, you might think about putting people on that committee that are part of the disability community, maybe education advocates, because sometimes it's hard when it's all insiders or all the people have the fiscal responsibility on their mind. But there's people that might know the people that have done this in other districts. And I know from having been in education advocacy that there's some people that their professional career is to be mean to people with special needs and try to make the districts not have to give them services. And I hope we don't get someone like that here. I think one way to do that is to make a really exceptional committee that has some people that are outsiders, maybe some people that have disabilities, maybe have a 19-year-old child that just went through the district. Anyway, that's my opinion on that. I sent to the district, to some people in different offices that it was pertinent to. I sent 2 things that came out from the federal government, and I'm just so excited by them. So I think I'm going to read it and try to skim over things and do it fast. I don't know how much time. Do I have any more time? Can I submit them?
We first have to see if anybody else would like to speak, because
Okay.
you did go over your time limit. If
Okay.
you want to send that to us, you're
Okay.
more than welcome to
Yeah,
do that.
I have a copy to give to the clerk.
Okay.
I'll just say 2 things about it. One of them is a November 10th letter from the United States Department of Education, and it says a whole bunch of fabulous things about how highly mobile children, this term could refer to military-connected children, migratory children, children who are homeless and temporarily housed, and children in the foster care system. And to think of all these children, that all of them deserve the same amount of rights and dignity, and we have to extra help them, especially because of COVID. And the main lesson that I might find from this, or one of them, is that you're supposed to make sure that all of them get summer school if they're coming from another district or going to another district. So if I were planning for this district, I would say leave some extra summer school spaces open, because hopefully this will keep trickling down, and there'll be more kids in summer school. And the other one is about a decision that was made by the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. And the decision was that, yes, children can get compensatory services for the time during COVID. So I know a lot of people think, oh, COVID was a hardship on the district. The other kids were virtual. How much compensatory services can you give? But in Fairfax, Virginia, they kind of established through a resolution agreement that they do have to give them that. And I'll just give the copy of this to the clerk. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Seeing there's none, can I get a motion for adjournment? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. All in favor? Motion carries. We'll see you guys next year. Thank you very much.
Please help support the Riverhead Central School District YouTube channel by subscribing. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, please be sure to push that subscribe button and click the bell to receive notifications. Thank you.